The end of the world is rarely a clean break. It is a lingering, festering wound that refuses to clot. And in Revenge, the gritty, blood-soaked third movement of Mark Tufo's After the Pulse saga, the abyss doesn't just stare back, it actively hunts you. Tufo, the relentless chronicler of post-apocalyptic desperation, cynical humor, and the raw, unadulterated instinct for survival, delivers a high-octane, visceral masterpiece that proves that when the lights go out, the only thing more dangerous than the environment is the person standing next to you. This isn't a story of rebuilding civilization or heroic sacrifice. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of a world turned into a hunting ground, the perilous collision between a hardened survivor's moral code and the absolute, unchecked malice of those who have embraced the chaos, and the terrifying truth that revenge isn't a dish served cold. It is a furnace that burns everything it touches, including the person holding the torch. Tufo hooks his audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A protagonist who has already lost everything is forced to navigate a landscape where every resource is a death trap, and every stranger is an executioner in waiting. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's calculated descent into the revenge, a relentless, uncompromising pursuit of those responsible for the final destruction of their last sanctuary. As they traverse the shattered, road-ravaged corridors of a dying America and the claustrophobic, survival-hardened ruins of urban centers, they realize that their hunt is being mirrored by an even more dangerous, predatory intelligence that views the collapse not as a tragedy, but as a playground. The investigation into the whereabouts of their enemies quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the threats they face are not just the marauding hordes, but the systemic, cold-blooded engineering of a world designed to keep survivors at each other's throats. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing dwindling ammunition and food, the constant, suffocating threat of betrayal from within their own small group, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own growing dark reputation, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical pragmatism, extreme improvised violence, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to be the last broken thing standing in the rubble. Tufo's writing style is unapologetically visceral, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of tactical survival jargon, dark, cynical, observational humor, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, patrolling the perimeter, scavenging the desolate remains of a suburban mall, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the predatory, road-raging militias. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the wasteland, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, survival-hardened enforcers into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered supply cache, every executed defensive maneuver, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Revenge an exceptional entry in the post-apocalyptic canon is Tufo's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven survivor whose obsession with justice is treated as a supreme navigational asset, rather than a tragic, self-destructive flaw. Watch as he transforms his experience with loss into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic wasteland to outmaneuver a faction that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of his resolve begin to collapse and the true scope of the revenge is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth he carries before his consciousness is permanently unstitched by the wasteland's relentless, unforgiving machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive emotional realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of survival and vengeance, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.